Hello everyone, welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. Today is the beginning of the Cold Snap set, and today we're talking about Arcum Dagsson. Really fun commander. I've loved playing with this commander for several years now. Arcum Dagsson is a legendary human artificer. It's a 2/2 for power and toughness with a mana value of 4, 3 generic and 1 blue. Arcum Dagsson has one activated ability, Tap. Target artifact creature's controller sacrifices it. That player may search their library for a non-creature artifact card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So, really straightforward, but also very wordy. No card rulings for this commander, because again, it's very simple and straightforward of what it does. But bear in mind, because I made this mistake several times when I was first building and playing with Arcum Dagsson, it specifies that the target that you or someone else is going to sacrifice has to be an artifact creature specifically. And then the artifact that the controller is tutoring for has to be a non-creature artifact specifically. So you have to be mindful of that if you're going to build and play around with this card. But once you get that nice engine set where you're sacrificing an artifact creature to get any non-creature artifact out and build this weird synergy where you're reanimating that same artifact to do it again and again and again, you can do some crazy stuff with this commander. And speaking of cards that do great reanimation, Mirror Retriever and at least 2 other artifacts and I'm sure there's even more, that when they die, because they're also artifact creatures, when they die you get to return an artifact from your graveyard to your hand, and then you can play it, and then you can sacrifice that one, and then get the Mirror Retriever back, and then play it, and then sacrifice the Mirror Retriever, get the other artifact back to your hand. And every time you're doing this, you're also tutoring up a non-creature artifact and building this engine and this crazy board. So, really powerful, like I said earlier. And then the weird, janky deck idea that would be fun to build with this commander, that I don't remember if it was on EDH specifically, but still an option to build around, even if it was on EDH Rec. I don't think it was that high up on the list, is specifically a modular commander deck where you're playing a lot of Arcbound named cards. Arcbound was kind of this archetype that had the modular keyword. And the whole point of the deck is these are artifact creatures that when they die, they put the +1/+1 counters that were on them onto a different artifact creature. So you play a bunch of modular creatures. They keep beefing each other up as they're dying, and you reanimate them. And then the things you want to use to reanimate them are going to be your non-creature artifacts, or you want things like Throne of Geth to proliferate those counters to get even more counters on your artifacts as you're sacrificing them, as you're building up this giant Voltron hit. And then since you're in blue, there's going to be a lot of fun ways that you can make copies of things that you can then sacrifice to put on your non-token copies of those same things, and just get out of hand really fast. Really cool, really fun deck idea. And that is going to do it for Arcum Dagsson. Very cool card, awesome artifactocrat tutor where you're playing a lot of artifacts, you want to sacrifice them, you want to get them back out, you want to find your best artifacts. Very toolboxy for artifacts, which is very fun. But bear in mind that you need artifact creatures specifically, so then you can tutor up your non-creature artifacts. So it kind of has this self-balancing, restricting, what's the word I'm looking for? It's balancing. It's not too overpowered, right? It's not just sacrifice an artifact, get an artifact. It's you have certain requirements which keep this card in check to a certain point. But even with that said, Arcum Dagsson can do some crazy, crazy stuff. So that's going to do it for this card. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said earlier, very cool card. Lots of different deck ideas. Ranking of S because of all the different deck ideas that you can go find on EDH Rec, Tapped Out, whatever website you like to use. And let me know in the comments below if there's anything I missed, or if there's any deck ideas or synergies that you like to build around with this commander. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!